today's episode, we were interviewing Michael Ray Bauer, and we were having a very fun conversation. And then the Charlie Kirk incident happened, and we discussed it. First of all, we just want to send love and prayers to Charlie Kirk and his family. It's an incredibly traumatic moment. At the time of this right here, when I'm talking and of the show, we don't know what is going on with Charlie and his situation. So I can't say, but I'm just going to send love and prayers to him. The show is top heavy with some stuff. And then we'll give you the timestamp when we find out about the situation. We discuss it. So, here we go. We got a really great show for you today. We've been talking to him forever. We finally made it happen. He's an actor. He is an overall entertainer. Very excited to have him on. Please welcome Michael Bauer. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing very great. It's a pleasure to be here. I've waited a long time, and I got the fake globe Earth behind me.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny thinks it's still a round ball, but, you know, I mean, how many episodes you got to do before you start questioning shit? I don't know where we live in. I think it's all energy. I think it's an energy vortex, you know. But, Michael, let's get into it. For those who may not be familiar with you and everything you've done, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and where our listeners can find you?
Long story short, been an actor, entertainer my entire life since the age of, let's say, 11. And I'm still in the industry, but I'm making my way on YouTube and doing other things to make a few bucks to try to live in this crazy, crazy world. And you guys can find me just search Michael Ray Bauer on Google.
Michael Ray Bauer. Michael Ray Bauer.
Correct. Or Michael Bauer. It's the same thing.
I like Michael Ray Bauer. You should go by that. That's
you have to add a serial killer middle name. You have to add a serial killer middle name.
You're not on any SSRIs, are you, or anything like that?
I don't know what that is. Is that like a pharmaceutical?
Yeah, it's a pharmaceutical antidepressant that tends to side effects are school shootings.
Yeah, no. Not that I know of.
So, Michael, how long you been in the lovely city of Los Angeles?
My entire life.
Man, it's weird when you meet people who've been in LA their whole life, dude. And that's why I'm raising white girls in the Valley. I'm literally raising Valley girls. And I'm very nervous that they're going to grow up in this crazy, crazy place.
If you don't get them out of here, I think they'll be here forever type of thing.
Well, I mean, why would you? It's just weird. People don't understand, like, LA, there's so many options, and that's not normal life.
Options for what? What do you mean?
Just
everything.
To do anything. Anything you want.
Do you mean like career or like food? Or,
career, food,
anything.
night. Okay. Even though I don't know where the nightclubs are, well, I'm going to say this about LA, Michael, and I'll see if you agree with me at all. I drove to the Comedy Store, and like a couple of nights ago, Saturday night, after we went to Oasis, I went to the store, and I drove down Hollywood Boulevard because I had a little time, and I was so amazed at how busy it was because it's been dead forever, and it was like jumping. And then I go to the store, and the main room is packed. And I always ask this question, how many people from Los Angeles here? Now, if you get 2 or 3 claps, you got a good crowd. If you got like half the crowds from LA, you're in trouble. Because you really gotta kid-proof your act.
That's fine.
Right? And like last night, how many people from LA? Only a couple people clapped. So I'm like, that's why they were fucking fire. But do you feel anything in LA, Michael? I feel like we're starting to turn back to maybe where it was 5 years ago in some senses. Like, do you feel like LA's back at all?
I don't get out of the house much, unfortunately. I've become one of those people where you just stay at home. You're afraid of everybody. So, but I haven't felt an impact in LA for a long time. It actually, at my age, feels a little bit satanic.
A little bit.
With the Boulevard of Broken Dreams that you were just speaking about. And at my age now, I've learned so much. I don't know if I want to be in California, let alone LA anymore. Like, I can live somewhere else cheaper and have a much happier life.
Yeah, I think about that all the time. I've had friends, even though we all know everybody went to Austin, I have friends telling me, like, gas is half the price, food is half the price. And you're like,
Not
yeah,
in Austin.
yeah. Well,
Austin is Hollywood East or West or whatever they
that's
say.
why I want to live just outside it.
What's
where
that city you keep talking about?
There's Weberly, and then there's Dripping Wells or Springs. I want to go to either one of them.
Where is that again?
Just outside Austin.
Oh, Austin. Okay.
Like what, 30 minutes?
30, 40 minutes.
You want to have a commute though, like to go?
Yes. Well,
Really?
I live in LA. Everything's a commute.
I know that's something, but I mean that's the advantage. That's one of the great things about leaving LA. I would think is not to have to drive everywhere.
Well, I don't mind it. I mean, like, if you can go live in a small city that has 3 traffic lights, and then when you want to get weird, you can drive in and get that weird energy from Austin, and then come back.
And then, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't mind an actual drive. I've learned to actually appreciate a drive because when you're in traffic, that shit sucks. So if you can just drive with
Oh
put
yeah, I
on
love
some
driving.
music,
Open road driving. Yeah, it's great.
yeah,
Yeah, so like I would only be going to Austin for either jujitsu, which would be some traffic, but mostly at night when the traffic's down. Run into a spot, go to fuck home.
yeah, because here you'll
Do you
get
believe?
traffic at
Do you
like
believe
10
in the
p.m.
tunnels?
Oh yeah, there's tunnels all the way across the country, dude.
The hidden tunnels for all the famous actors and stuff like that.
Well, you know, my friend is the guy that put that story out about Starbucks in the tunnels, and I don't know how real that is. I don't want to blow up his spot because I love him to pieces. I just don't know how real that story.
I bet it's not real.
Okay, Johnny, you could blow it up. You don't know him.
Yeah, I don't know him, and I bet it's not
So what,
real.
he's claiming that there's tunnels in Starbucks?
He's a famous bullshitter. I mean, he does stuff like this all the time.
And it blew up. I didn't think they expected it to blow up that well. It's very weird where certain people know how to blow shit up. I have no clue. Of course, I just put a video out about a chick pegging guys on Instagram. Let's see how quickly that gets shadow banned to the
You
dark.
just love tempting fate. Don't you?
I just
You
can't
resist.
stop. I just can't stop. So, go
It
on.
ain't a show without XG saying we're here to raw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's been a
that's
while.
what we
It's
got.
been a while.
Give us that sound
I
effect.
don't have it on this board. Unfortunately, this is the new board.
So, Michael, you've been in the game for a while. You've done some acting. Well, I actually believe because I got a movie that's kind of going right now, and it's super done indie. It's like done out of New Jersey. It's not even a Hollywood production. It's just the game is just really effed up in LA. It's a real. I think if people realized how rigged the game in LA is, that they wouldn't actually move here to try to go for it. If they realize over all the years how rigged it is. Like who was I talking to? Adam Carolla. We were talking about how like all those people would go on that TV show where they learn about their ancestry, and every one of them was like, and your family owned slaves.
Yeah, it's the best to watch him do that.
And your family owned slaves.
Especially when it's somebody who's not white, you know?
Yeah.
Like, whoa, what?
No, the ones who are like reparations, and you're like, well, your family owned slaves, so it's kind of you owe everybody the money.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like, oh,
Well, and Michael, you're one of the exceptional cases where you have a career. You know, I mean, you were on a show that I watched every time it came on as a kid. Salute Your Shorts. What? I mean, so you had the lottery ticket.
So this is a big moment for Johnny.
a big moment. Yeah,
Johnny's meeting his heroes.
I truly
Michael,
adored that
act
show.
appropriate.
I adored that show.
Yeah.
as a boy.
Remember when you were a kid and they would cancel a show and you never understood why they would
it
cancel
was-
the show?
it was-
You're like, why would you cancel the show?
Yeah, it was
it's
devastating.
It's just you and 3 other people are watching it.
I mean, I'm looking at. He was on the Wonder Years. Doogie Howser.
Damn, dude.
I've worked with all the handlers.
Yeah, that's kind of. I mean, he was on Friends. It says here. We could kind of. I mean, what was that? What
Did
was
you
that
get
like?
molested by Charlie Sheen?
I mean-
Is there any chance you got molested by Charlie Sheen?
Jeez.
Speaking of molestation, I did grow up on Nickelodeon. If you're familiar with the Quiet on the Set documentary,
Yeah. You were there for that.
I was. I actually worked with that director that is a proven PDF file. I don't know what you can say on the show nowadays. or
He'll
on
clean
YouTube.
it up.
I'll clean it
That's
up, but you're not talking about Dan Schneider. You're talking about the other guy that actually got
Yeah,
accused,
Brian
right?
Peck.
Yeah, Brian Peck. There
Peck
we go.
was
Yeah.
his name. I filmed an entire movie with him before he was convicted, and it was a horror movie called The Willies, and I got no payment. He requested me to stay with him in a hotel.
Oh my God!
Because my dad was not available because my dad had a job and we needed to earn money. So he's like, you could stay with me. I'm your director. We could rehearse the scenes.
Oh
But
my God.
yeah, my dad put a stop to that. And we went out there with my brother, my entire family, and he was visibly upset. But back then I didn't know, all of this about him. And I barely, about 2 years ago when the documentary came out, I put two and two together and I'm like, then all these visuals of possible grooming with me on the set of the horror film, The Willies, came into my mind and I was scared shitless because there was many occasions where I had these like maggots in my pants, in my bed, in a dream. And then they said the maggots can get inside your clothing. And after we filmed it, they let it film for like 20 takes. Then he's like, "Oh, let me go in the bathroom with you in case you got maggots. You can take off your pants." And I'm like, I realized all of this about 2 years ago, and it's just really scary, man, to think about these people in this industry.
Well, can
It's
we
really
talk? I mean,
scary.
how did you end up acting? How did that come to be?
Long story short,
Or you
Glee
could do
Club.
long story long. We got plenty of time.
Yeah, we got plenty. We want to hear about your trauma.
Yeah.
I was getting bullied in school. My dad worked all day. I could not go home until like maybe 4:30, 5 o'clock when my dad would be there. So I started hanging out, playing caroms. If you guys remember that little game after school, it's called caroms with a little pole and these little things.
Not really.
But I
no.
would, yeah, it's just one of these little things where they got it's like pool where they got little pockets and
Okay.
little wood pieces called caroms. But they had a glee club and I wasn't able to join and I had to stay at school all the time. And then finally in 5th grade, I was able to audition for glee club and I got in there and I got one of the main roles. We had to write a play, a musical based off of current events.
Mhm.
And in the news, we would scour the news and we wrote a play called We Are the World, We Are the Children. And I ended up getting the lead in it. It's about a canned food drive for kids in Africa that, we put on the play. It got really popular. Quincy Jones and a bunch of other people came down because we were a school in Hollywood and we got in the local newspapers. And then we got flown out to Washington to do it like a Washington dinner with the president where they charge like thousands of dollars for a plate. And we performed the play in front of Ronald Reagan. And then I came back to town and then I had agents knocking down my door because I was the lead in the play. And,
Whoa. Pretty tight.
So okay. So what? And then your father negotiates that. How does that work? How do you end up?
You had an
acting?
agent, right?
Did you get an agent right away? How'd that work?
yeah, so I forgot to mention that we also performed the play at the LA Children's Museum under Quincy Jones, and he recorded like the soundtrack and all that. And then right around that time, they were making We Are the World. And we wrote or we sang parts of the choir, and I cannot prove it, but we got paid for it. And we're a part of the children's choir in the We Are the World song.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, that was
Yeah.
huge. That was mega.
Yeah, I've met some interesting people, but nowadays I hear all this stuff about Quincy Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first job was on Moonwalker, the Michael Jackson movie, where I met Michael
you
Jackson.
are just surrounded, dude. Oh
Correct.
Think about
Correct.
that.
How did you
dude.
not get touched?
Yeah.
Like you're
I'm fat. I'm fat. Thank God I'm fat and ugly. That's why they didn't touch me. They're like, leave the fat kid alone unless you want a turkey or a ham sandwich.
That's with me. Father Dan was molesting everybody, and I got felt up by Larry Watts, but I didn't get touched by Father Dan. And I always talk about because I'm a grower, not a shower. So the other guys got it, and I didn't get it. So like in a weird way, God help me. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
no, I mean, like, dude, you just think about all the people around. Like he's surrounded by them.
Oh yeah. I mean, he
That's what happens. It's like a swarm. The more you think about it, it's like a swarm. And to answer Johnny's question, when agents were basically contacting me and knocking down my door because I was getting a little bit of press coverage and, I was a talent that they were pursuing. we didn't have money. A lot of these agents are like, oh, you need photo shoots, you need headshots, you need acting classes, you need to travel here and there, certain auditions. And my dad's like, I ain't got no money. I barely got a job. And then this one lady decided to pay everything for me for up to 2 years to sign with her agency.
Wow.
And she was representing, like, at the time, Brian Austin Green, who also went to North Hollywood High School, which I went to. And she had some celebrity clients, and she was willing to take on the financial toll to help me and my family out. So that's a person that you sign with.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, I mean, and it sounds really easy, but it's incredibly hard. It just like everything you said there, it's like it's really hard to get.
He was on
that.
Tales from the Crypt in the late 80s. What a
Oh,
show.
I
That was a
love
great
that
show.
show.
It was a great show.
That was one of your
Yeah.
early gigs, right? Tales from the Crypt. Is that right? I'm looking at it here on your
That was one of my what?
earliest gigs. It's like the fourth one down here. I'm seeing like Webster, She's Out of Control, Mike Hammer, then Tales from the Crypt. And then
I was on everything in the, let's call it, the mid to late 80s and early 90s. I was on everything.
The Wonder Years, like I
Whoa.
said, Doogie Howser. And then you really, I mean, you became a star of Salute Your Shorts, which was for people of my generation was a mega, but it just meant the world. Now, what was, I assume with that came some celebrity. What was that like?
I got laid a lot. Ladies love powerful, cameo
How old
co-star
were you when that was
actors.
on? How old were you when that was on?
Which you're talking about? Salute Your Shorts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was 17, man.
Nice.
Nice.
That started in 90. We filmed the pilot. We started filming the show in 91. I was born in 75. My math is so bad.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I was just
nowadays.
wondering, you were in like high school, like late high school. Was that about right?
Correct.
Oh,
yeah.
that's great, dude. And you're actively acting in Hollywood. Oh, they love that.
Yeah, but even Salute Your Shorts is like what do people they talk about when you're rock hard in your pants? It's kind of like you're saluting. Have you ever heard that before?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying.
like pitching a tent.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
pitching a tent. You're
Yeah,
saluting.
the thing, and it's kind of
Full
I mean, the idea is that they take, as I recall, Michael, and I'm sure you know better than I do. They take like somebody steals everybody's underwear and runs them up the flagpole in the beginning and the intro to this series. So it is
Yeah,
it's kind of
little
related.
pranks at camp.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of kids going to camp,
Right.
and causing hijinks, on Nickelodeon in the early 90s. So there's a lot of little stupid hijinks. But I'll be honest with you, people want us to make a remake because every Hollywood show is coming out with a remake. Boy Meets World become Girl Meets World. There's all these remakes. People are like, take your show, let's make a remake. And I'm like, do camps exist anymore?
Yeah, it's really-
Especially for Nickelodeon with pedophiles running the company. Allegedly.
Is Nickelodeon still going?
Yeah, it's still a thing.
Because I heard for a while that Nickelodeon was in trouble and they weren't getting numbers. So they started creating shows for the moms that had kids.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because they're like, okay, the kids can watch it, but then the moms would be interested. And then just like the other night, they had the MTV Movie Awards, Music Awards. And I asked Dana, I go, Dana, is there even an MTV anymore? I mean, I thought they were shutting it all down.
It's Rob Dyrdek's Ridiculous.
Just play it.
still
It's
going?
wall to wall, dude.
It's literally show after it's repeat on repeat. You act like it's his week. You know how I have Shark Week? You're like, oh, it's probably Rob Dyrdek's week. It's this whole year.
And somebody must be watching it, I guess, throughout the 90s. I remember watching it. Wait, is it still, are they still running that in syndicate? Because I remember watching it through probably the late 90s, that show.
They aired it a lot because
a ton.
our contracts were under a company called AFTRA before they joined with SAG. So they got away with basically not paying any residuals, and they were allowed to air a show like 10 times before they would even have to pay a residual. So they got away with a lot of stuff being on a secondary contract.
What a scam.
And we didn't make a lot of money. It really doesn't matter, but like we were making 13 shows a year and we only did 26 episodes. And now that Paramount Plus is under MTV or Viacom, they only have 10 episodes online. When they created a streaming service, why wouldn't they put all 26 of our shows on there?
That's true.
So there's a conspiracy that maybe they don't control all the episodes or they lost it in the archives. because it never came on DVD. They only have like 10 or 11 episodes online. Why wouldn't they put out all the versions? It's one of these conspiracies that I don't know what happened, but the show wasn't that popular, even though you love it in nostalgia stake, Johnny.
Everybody I know watched it when I was a kid, I will say, but
Because they aired it every day, probably 4 times a day, like
that's
MTV
right,
and Rob Rydeck or whatever that guy's name
no, you're
is.
totally right.
I have a question for you. When you watch the Nickelodeon behind the scenes, they claim that a parent always has to be on scene.
On set.
Yeah, on site. Were your parents there? Do they get away with? Is there very leniency on that rule?
Well, from what I remember, my dad was on the set until I turned 18 every day, because I did turn 18 on that project. But yes, that is a rule, and they need to make newer rules because there's a lot more bad actors out there, and I'm not talking about actual actors. I'm talking about other people. So they need to look into that and change it. But we didn't have any problems on our set. We were not really truly in Nickelodeon because they were based in Florida for a lot of the times around that time. And we were like an outskirt out here in LA until they built Nickelodeon studios out here.
Let me ask you something. Do you feel that being a child actor has affected your life? Do you feel like either good or bad?
100%. It's one of the worst things you can tell somebody. Hey, I used to love you. I used to remember you.
Thank you,
You used to be on my favorite show. What are you doing nowadays?
Jesus Christ.
What happened to your career? Where are you?
I didn't say that.
Oh, he's a child actor. It has a bad connotation the minute you hear the word child actor, because the stories, all they represent is the child actors that got into trouble because they have a need for money, and they get into drugs and alcoholism. And you're not yourself when you're an actor. You have to be crazy and mental just enough to become an actor. There's something wrong with each and every one of us. Whether we're narcissists, we're this, we're that, there's something wrong with people to want to put themselves in that industry to become different people or different characters. So yes, I am mentally flawed, but I grew up right. I'm not the has-been child actor. I'm still doing things, maybe not to my liking, but I'm never going to quit. I'm an actor, not a child actor. I'm an actor.
Yeah, it's got to be rough. And it's the blessings that you did work, because there's so many people that move here and just put everything into their life and it never goes the way they want to because you just have to rely on somebody else giving you the green light. And then you need all these green lights to go. And that's why you see all these actors just bending over backwards saying the most retarded shit, because they know that they go through their social media and they're just like, oh, this guy said one somewhat nice thing about Trump. I don't want him on
That was
set.
crazy, dude. You're talking about the SNL guy, right? Like outed as a somebody who
Cam
Patterson.
It's
like crazy. That was the headline. He was outed as a Trump supporter.
It's so stupid. And they don't even know. They're such in a bubble. They have no clue. Like if you're in LA and New York, you're literally in a bubble. Absolutely. And the rest of the country has moved on. And you're stuck here because you need a casting director to like you. So you have to conform. It's all about conformity here. And maybe I'm just like nostalgic about Hollywood, but like when I look at the Burt Reynolds of the world or the Clint Eastwoods, there seems to be a little bit of renegade about them. But that could be wrong too. We could find out like Clint Eastwood. I mean, like you remember there's that famous scene where he kisses the girl and he wasn't supposed to, and she was like 13, and you could see on her face she's like shocked.
I mean,
That
think
happens
about
all the time. That happens all the time.
dude.
Well,
I mean,
how
it's a
about Brooke
different era.
Shields? I mean, you want to talk about getting used and abused?
Oh, I mean, she was.
I mean, dude, just think about that. She had a full nude layout in Playboy
Crazy.
at like 13 years old. Think about that, dude.
What the fuck?
A child actor is like in general, as I was just speaking about, if you reach a little bit of level of fame or monetary value, sometimes in life, the more you grow, the more intelligent you get, but you can never live up to that. So that's one of the scariest things as a emotional person in general. Like the public 10 years later, where have you been? What it makes you feel ashamed because you never know if you're going to reach that height of fame or monetary value again. So you basically have no life because you're being compared to what you used to be.
I get that.
So we have a lot of emotional issues, and then they turn to drugs and everything else because they were not brought up right, and they didn't have the right family environment to put them on a better path, unfortunately.
It's really super dark. It's really super dark. And it can get super dark because it's so much power. And then who is funding it? Like, you know, actors have to be a lot like pro athletes. Like when it comes to an end and it's like so hard to get back in there when the powers that be have said, no, we're moving on. Like Ben Simmons right now in the basketball, you know, like, and he's giving them every reason to do that, but he can't get a contract. And he's like, I'm going to retire. And they're like, well, we're retiring you. You're no longer in the league. It's like incredibly, it's brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal. I mean, granted, this guy made $200 million doing basketball, but you know, it's like, it's very weird when things are outside of your control.
I started thinking about, like, you know, now that I'm a truther, conspiracy theorist, whatever the world wants to deem me in a negative manner, I started thinking about brainwashing and how we're being propagandaed by the media, the this, the that. And then I started thinking about acting class. And, you know, I started learning about handlers and people like that. And I loved my acting class. I don't think they had a hand in any of this, but you could think of acting teachers and classes being handlers because we go through a process where we're told to shut down our body and our brain and then, you know, go to a yoga type state of relaxation before we start performing and doing our improv, our script reads. And it's like hypnotist. They start telling you you're feeling a thing in your core, you're witnessing the sun coming from your aura, and we're being suggested to. And I think in a weird way, there might be handlers in acting classes to find these people for Hollywood, for the evil, satanic type of pedophile Hollywood. And they are like the gatekeepers because in acting class, a teacher will tell them what to do, see, like a hypnotist, and see if they're susceptible. I can't even say that word. I got to listen.
Okay, you're on my show.
Susceptible to their suggestions, and you can find out who is willing to do whatever you tell them, and those people might be propped up, you know, in this industry.
100%.
You know, like,
you see it in stand-up comedy too. You know, you see it in stand-up comedy too, and it's super interesting. So this Blair Weiss, have you seen this shit? She's just signed a $200 million deal
Oh, I don't know.
with Paramount.
Who is that?
She's this reporter.
Barry Weiss?
Barry Weiss. There
Oh,
we
yeah,
go.
okay,
Not Blair Weiss. Barry Weiss. Thank you. Sorry, everybody at home. I know you deal with me. You think you can't say words. I can't say it.
you misgendered him or her.
Yeah.
But she's kind of like in a weird area politically, right? Because she used to be kind
She's
of
super
left.
Zionist.
But she used to be kind of left and then became right Zionist kind of. If I'm not mistaken.
I mean, because the pendulum swung.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so everyone's going, why did you get this $200 million deal? Because they go to her YouTube channel and she's getting tinfoil hat numbers.
Oh,
right?
yes,
I mean,
yes, of course, yeah.
Actually, on
I know
some
about
of
this,
them,
yeah.
we're doing better, way better than her. You know, but she gets $200 million.
Who was it too? It was it Teal or somebody? It was some big conglomerate like that gave her money.
Paramount.
Oh, is it Paramount? Okay.
Paramount did.
Okay.
And some people think it's basically Israel buying CBS, that they're going to control the news. She's going to be the new news for them, even though she gets no views.
This is from an hour ago from the New York Times. Barry Weiss closes in on major role at CBS News. So it sounds like they were trying. It sounded like a couple of weeks ago it almost got killed, but now I guess it's
because everyone's freaking out, going like if you own stock in Paramount, You're like, why are we giving this woman $200 million when she's got no results? And it goes back to kind of what we're talking about here, which is like this pushing forward of these conformists. Like Hollywood got to, and they do this with stand up too. It's like they don't look at it like it's a meritocracy, because for so long they controlled the medium, that they were like, you're going to watch whatever we put out and whoever we put out. And that, again, is very powerful. When you're a gatekeeper to this world stage and you're the only ones that can let people through, people are willing to do whatever it takes. And again, so you go, okay, now that Hollywood, traditional Hollywood is changing, it's turning into something much different. How are they going to blow up these people that they want to blow up? Very simple, reach.
And it was David Ellison, by the way, who on CBS.
Yeah.
No.
So again, you get into it like he's talking about, like if you're going to act. Now, when I went to acting class, I was an awful actor. That's why I don't act. I just can't act. I'm like porn acting bad. I'm over the top. But that's who I am in real life. Like
a lot of comedians have a problem with acting. I grew up around Fluffy a little bit, Gabriel Iglesias, Ralphie May before he passed away. And I would see them because we're all fat characters, and I'd be going out for movie roles, and they would get that audition as well.
Oh, that's fun.
And then a couple of times, like, Ralphie May came up to me. He's like, Mike, I keep seeing you at these auditions, but you keep getting the job. He's like, what am I doing wrong?
Well, and I'm like, why would I tell you what to do?
Yeah, truly.
I don't want to lose the gig. Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing.
But I'm like, first off, Ralphie May, you sound black in all your comedy, so pick a race. And then on top of that, comedians know how to tell jokes. They don't know how to embellish storylines. And you got to be a little bit less. When you're a comedian, you got to enunciate. Hey, guys, this is what's going on. Yeah. But as an actor, the camera will pick up everything. You got to dial everything down. Less is more. But I just had a pleasure meeting comedians and trying to teach them a little bit about acting. And I love comedy, man.
I know Sam has talked a few times about how, I think it was you, Sam, talking about how going on cattle calls like that or going on auditions is kind of dehumanizing in a way, because you go into a room and see a bunch of people who look just like you. Has that?
And you're meeting, like, I have friends who are casting directors. I don't think they're all bad, but the ones that end up booking big projects, they start thinking they got some eye for something. And don't take this wrong, but so many of them just book stereotypes. Like, it's just like, if you watch commercial, they're all plug and play, exactly. Sassy, fat black, jock guy. And it's just like, in my time, and I would say I took acting classes and never learned to act for about 8 years. Maybe we could say 10.
That's like
maybe.
Me in German, dude. I took German for literally 8 years, and I can't speak it at all.
I just was a bad actor. I only saw one guy that I ever saw that was like, wow, that's an actor. And that was a guy from New Girl. What's his name?
What, something Greenfield?
Yeah,
or
Greenberg or something like that. But the dude could act. And everybody else was just, I just saw them play themselves.
No, you agree. Most people that I know, when someone's like, oh, you should do this, it's because they look like that.
Max Greenfield.
Max Greenfield.
You're exactly right, Sam. Casting is about, niches or stereotypes. Niches, and one funny casting story that came to mind when you just mentioned this is they get a thing called breakdowns. Whenever a screenwriter writes a movie or a TV show and they have a character, the casting directors gets a breakdown of the character. Oh, we need a fat 30-year-old, maybe brown or black hair. And then on the breakdown, the agents it'll say, submit all ethnicities, so they don't get in trouble with diversity. So I would go to the audition, for that fat actor in his 30s or whatever the case may be. And then there'd be like 12 of us. And then all of a sudden, one black guy walks in and he goes, shit, I'm the diversity guy, so they cannot get legally sued.
Yes, that's gotta suck.
Is it that way still, you think? Is it still
it's
that
probably
way?
worse.
Well, I would just think now that they're more, like, the black people are getting more of the jobs.
The only difference
Yeah.
now is that a trans person shows up.
But wouldn't you say
They're
now
like,
they're
"Ah,
more,
shit."
are they more likely to get the job now, Michael, like, than the white
Yeah,
guy?
yeah. Again, the gender equality, diversity has made its way to Hollywood, but it's starting to die out, which is a good thing because we're starting to get a couple of projects where they're not celebrating the woke anymore. So I like that. Hollywood looks like it's making a little bit of a comeback.
Well,
did you guys like Superman? Real quick.
Yeah, I did.
I did,
I
too.
thought it was great. It did have wokeness in it. They kind of got to do a little bit of that, but I'm fine with it. Like anytime I see a waif model beating people up, I'm
So
like,
dumb.
what are we doing, dude?
To be fair, she was, like, made of, like, you know, bionic parts. So,
yeah, but
I mean,
still, it's like, why is this 100-pound chick beating up on a shredded 200-pound guy? It's just, it's annoying.
who is Superman? Yeah. I mean,
It's
also
it's
that.
just annoying. But you know, the rest of it, it was great. I thought it was great. And anyone crying about the message, you know, go fuck yourself. That's what I gotta say.
What, like the Palestine thing?
But yeah, but you know, so I don't know if this is an actual real project, but there's this great Asian content creator. He has a great way of getting out and disseminating information. And he goes, oh my, you know, the thing is he talks to himself as different characters. It's those jump cut ones. And it's on my Instagram. But he says that they're starting, they're producing a horror film where Jesus is like a dark demon guy who kills people, and it's just like makes me laugh because it just goes, you haven't learned anything. You haven't learned anything. Who is your base? Yes, you can play this group, that group, but Christians are a giant part of this country. No one's gonna go watch that. Why you cry about all this hate speech about certain groups, then you go and you do this. And it's probably there to inflame people and start more culture wars and stuff like that. But like when I see that, I go, Hollywood didn't learn anything.
We're no longer a God-fearing country anymore. You have to have some set of values. And when we were a God-fearing country and it was based off of religion and everything, people seemed to stay in line. But nowadays, again, you can call Hollywood satanic. They are pushing an agenda. They are trying to get people away from religions. And it's very interesting, to say the least. I do believe in that satanic culture is out and about in the music industry, in Hollywood. It's all there. The rituals are in full display. It's really scary.
This Lady Gaga act that she did at the music awards, where like she's in a giant, like looks like a cake and it's open. It's a cage of spirits and they're all like, ah, and you're like, bro, that's so hacky. It's hacky. It's just, we've seen all this shit a million times. And of course, everyone, and I think it was done at the Madison Square Garden's going crazy like she's doing something.
Demons are so hacky. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
She vomited on people before she became really, really famous. Like she did a stage performance where in front of a crowd at a bar or something, and she brought people on stage and she made herself vomit like on top of them. And all it is, it's like just satanic rituals to get noticed and telling the world she's a part of that stuff.
She is famous for having a friend who mysteriously died, and then suddenly she just steals her persona. And her mother, the mother of the dead girl, tried to out it. And maybe we should try to get her mama, the mom of the girl, on.
Hey, man.
Just to talk about it, because
that is a dangerous one.
Yeah, the daughter.
Dude, we've been doing some pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, I don't mean like Dangerous getting banned. I mean like there's a lot of power behind Lady Gaga. That's an impact.
Well, they can suck our.
I mean, it's like
dicks.
her and Netanyahu are like right there with each other as far as the risk to your health. If you come
she's
after.
up there with Netanyahu.
I think so, dude. She's got a lot of
Most
she's got
dangerous
stands.
interviews. Netanyahu, Lady Gaga.
Talking about stands. I mean, she's got them. By the way, Brooke Shields was 10. I looked it up. She was 10. Her mother signed it at 10 to a release for her to pose nude. It's like, I can't. I mean, I don't know.
Well,
how,
you
Can you even sign that? Can you even?
I guess so,
what
dude.
The fuck?
I confirmed it. And Brooke Shields, it's like it's something she wrote saying that. So.
Well, you know, if you get into Hugh Hefner, like
Oh, creep.
That
Oh,
thing
creep.
was Jeffrey Epstein before Jeffrey Epstein. Like that's why the guy who bought the Playboy Mansion just destroyed all the tunnels below, because he just didn't want anyone coming to look at it. But if you look at it, there's all these famous stories of sexual, just you know, just really dark sexual stuff going on there. And I'm sure he had cameras in every room. And just think about it, man. You have all these guys who are powerful players. You have at the time was considered the highest level of beauty, which was a playmate. Like if you became a playmate, you basically were guaranteed a millionaire husband. Then Victoria's Secret comes and that kind of takes the mantle, and then the darkness with Lex Wexner and all that shit. It's just like it's really like, dude, the power of like ass is just unbelievable.
There's so many sexual innuendos in Hollywood. There's so many sexual innuendos everywhere. You know, thank goodness the older we get, we can realize these things. I don't know if you guys are a fan of the Goonies movie that was filmed in Astoria, Oregon.
Of course,
yes.
dude.
But the pirate's name was One-Eyed Willie. That is like a penis reference.
Yeah, for
if you've
sure.
ever seen it with Spielberg. Then on top of that, it starred a bunch of little kids. And then in Astoria, Oregon, there was a slave trade. Possible, you know, women or boys or kids, but there's tunnels throughout Astoria, Oregon, where they filmed the Goonies. And there are stories that it was sex trafficking and stuff like that as well. And when you put the One-Eyed Willie and a lot of the aspects into it, it just kind of makes you think twice. And I've actually had the pleasure of working with Spielberg, but there's a lot of innuendos about Spielberg's projects as well. And there's a story of the girl from Jurassic Park, Ariana Richards, that played the little blonde girl in Jurassic Park. I went to acting class with her, and apparently she quit Hollywood, and she did an interview maybe about 7 years ago where she said that a famous producer tucked her in bed at every night, and that's why she quit acting. Some interesting stuff to think about.
Yeah, we've talked about before, Crazy Days and Nights, and that's supposedly like the Q version of Hollywood, right? Where you get all these inside stuff. And they talked about how this famous director producer is a known like violent pedo, allegedly. And he wrote that if anyone ever found out about it, he would off himself, right? Or unalive himself. And when he lists the name, it's supposedly it means he has concrete proof, and he said Steven Spielberg. I mean, like all the crazy stuff with Robert De Niro, like Robert De Niro's out calling Trump a bunch of names, and again, Trump's one of those people. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, he's hanging out with the guy that's a prolific, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he sent him a gift, a letter on his
yeah, we
50th
talked about
birthday,
in Broken Sim that drops yesterday. I think it drops, but you know, I mean, it's just like it's like really dark, dude.
Yeah, I'm questioning everybody nowadays. You know, like when I look back at everything, thank goodness my third eye is open because I'm questioning everything. And I'm just realizing some crazy stuff that I was around. Again, thank goodness I'm fat and ugly. Nothing happened to me. But I've also had auditions at people's homes.
Oh, my God.
And, you know,
That's weird.
that's, again, those things have happened. They have happened. What happened, XG?
Do you see this?
What happened?
Read your
Wait,
text.
Dana says Charlie Kirk got shot in Utah.
What?
Yeah,
That's
Charlie
it's a
Kirk,
rumor,
right-wing MAGA guy shooting in Utah University, not confirmed, but saying he got shot.
Yeah, they are cranky.
Oh no, this is it. Yeah, during a debate. This is from the Guardian. Charlie Kirk apparently shot during debate at Utah University.
Wow.
Yeah, he shot. Yeah.
He got shot. Like, bang, bang.
Charlie Kirk got hit by a gun.
This is from the Guardian. Charlie Kirk, the powerful right-wing activist and executive director of Turning Point, was shot Wednesday while hosting an event in Utah. The video posts circulating on social media. Kirk can be seen getting struck while speaking and sitting beneath a tent, just doing his regular thing that he does.
There's no security at those. It gets wild. It gets crazy.
There's also video footage of students on campus running away from the sound of gunshots. TPUSA press confirmed to Fox News that Kirk has been shot, but that his condition is unknown. according to this.
That's
That
insane.
is crazy,
Yeah.
bro.
They're sending a message. I wonder if it's a transgender or something like that.
100%, yeah.
You never know the agenda.
You guys want to put money on it? Anybody want to take that bet on it being a transgender?
They're coming for the guns, dude. They're coming for it hard. I mean, listen, I don't necessarily agree with things that Charlie Kirk says.
No, of course not. But
You know, and so it's like I'm sending
shoot somebody.
him,
prayers.
you
for
know,
that guy.
prayers. It's super sad. I mean, like, you know, it's so funny. Like this, I'm sorry to say that in this situation, but I was looking. Do you see, like in Nepal, they burnt down like the Department of Finance, and it's like again they burned down these like beautiful old buildings that what we'll say is Tataria, just so you know what we're talking about. Like they burned down the buildings, and you have like Luigi and all these guys, and it's like. Again, I mean, I feel bad for Charlie Kirk. It's just like when you have these people of power, and Charlie Kirk is not one of them. He's a talking head content creator, but we're talking like actual power.
Yeah,
It's like they have no fear of us.
not at all.
They have no fear of us, and it sucks because shooting Charlie Kirk does nothing.
Well, it inflames.
It scares YouTubers. It scares people to talk about Trump or this or that, whatever Charlie Cook, talked about. It scares people. It's like the Alex Jones effect. You sue him for $20 billion. People don't want to talk about conspiracies anymore. It does scare people.
Yeah, and that whole Alex Jones trial. I mean, I'm not saying he's not getting sued for $2 billion or whatever it is, but I mean, it was a fiasco.
I mean, but wait up. I'm surprised it's not that he got shot before, but it hasn't escalated to him getting something thrown at him. He goes in there trying to provoke these college students to get pissed off.
Yeah, because it's great content.
Yeah. So now this happening, I'm not saying he never deserved, but it's this thing where like you go in there and you tell them to shut the fuck up, and you insult them. You guys, why are you guys paying for tuition? You guys are getting fucking ripped off. One of them's gonna get mad and react, and obviously if they're on SSRIs, they're not fully there.
They got this. They're saying that it's like an old guy. They have a guy in custody, like an old boomer-looking guy with no hair. Looks like kind of like the guy that took the shot at Trump at the golf course, like one of those types.
Do you really think, XG, that he goes in there to purposely provoke people? I mean, that's a little bit of a claim that I didn't agree with.
I would say it's just like Alex Crowder. I think Alex Crowder does the same thing. It's
Steven
to provoke.
Crowder.
Yeah, my bad, Steven Crowder. He does the same thing to provoke. I'm not saying he's there to trying to get shot at, but he's there to try to get content, which is, it's great content. I follow him. We all do. But
I think that they go in there to give their opinion, and people take it as provoked. The weak-minded people, they think, oh, just like YouTubers, whenever you're filming content or conspiracy theorists, whenever you say something, they want to put a negative connotation. So that's why I had an issue when you said he went there to provoke, because I don't think that's anybody's actual agenda. They just want to get their message out there, or they want to share with their opinions with the world. So I don't know. That's what I was just thinking.
Well,
because I don't think he purposely provokes people.
Well, here's the thing, though, and again, we're sending love and prayers to Charlie Kirk. This is to minimalize what's happening, but if you go, who is the base that is so Second Amendment? And this is behind the Vegas shooting, right? The Second Amendment is very Christian, very white, very conservative.
So is the founding of the country. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let me finish the point before you.
No. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying you're right. I'm
The
agreeing.
point is, like, if you want to weaken this base, you got to traumatize them, because once you traumatize them, they're more willing to compromise on their principles that they were so like just what's the word I'm looking for? Like they're just so dug in on, right? And that's the same thing with the Vegas shooting. Like, why is the Vegas shooting so specific? Well, it's shooting a country music concert, which is one of the strongest proponents of the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
So if you keep traumatizing them, you go, hey, you're never going to be safe. You're never going to be safe. What?
I saw the video.
Not good?
Oh, dude.
Is
he
it
got shot in
bad?
the neck, like, and it's just like.
No way.
Oh wow!
Can we watch?
No way!
I know, dude. No, you don't want to look at it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It's
see
like
it later.
remember that guy that shot himself in the head at that meeting, like that from the '80s, and it was a viral.
Back in
video?
the days, the real shooting of the politician. Remember, he shot himself in the head in the 80s.
Remember he had that.
I think you
guy
should
in the
show
mouth?
it.
Yeah.
So
It's like that, bro. It's a
Johnny,
gusher.
he's dead. You'd say that?
I mean, I don't know how wounds and blood work, but bro, it's like it had to be his carotid artery just got exploded.
Yeah,
Does it
he's,
show how
he's
close the shooter was?
You can't see.
You can't see
it's
the
just
shooter?
Somebody's like video
Yeah.
like tight.
Yeah.
It's gross, dude. I sent you a picture of a wider video, but I wish I didn't look at that. I don't think anybody should look at that. Honestly.
you can edit it out. Isn't this not on? Isn't this on Rumble or other
I didn't
things?
bring it up. It was I just looked at it myself because I was scrolling Twitter. And it popped
Yeah.
up, but
Yeah, I don't know if I
Oh,
need
you
it.
want to see the picture?
the picture's not that bad.
Picture's not bad, but
But
that's
the
that's
video,
not.
it's
that's,
not. That's not from the video. That's from much farther away.
That's not. Yeah, that's
Wow.
pretty.
But it's like a river of his neck just exploded. Like
Man, it is.
they said, and we just heard like a minute ago that he's in critical condition at the hospital. So.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good at all.
No.
And just to reiterate what Sam was saying about trying to mess up the base of the Second Amendment, a lot of the shootings happen in Texas where they're gun crazy, and then they're trying to put new laws in Texas. So a lot of these shootings or mass shootings sometimes happen in or around Texas because they're trying to infiltrate that type of
Yeah, I got what you're saying.
stuff. It's
No,
just really interesting.
100%.
Because this is Utah. and
Wow.
What's the carry law in Utah?
Wow.
Let's see.
That's
Utah
so
allows
sad.
anyone 21 or older who isn't prohibited, like a felon, to carry a firearm openly or concealed in public without permit. So anybody that's a permitless concealed carry state. Yeah, so of course they would do it there.
So now, are you going to be do an event, Sam, or anybody? They're going to be afraid to do any
dude.
event at a
Not me,
college
dude.
or a school
Not me,
or whatever
dude.
the case may be.
It's not a bad point.
Not bad. Not me, dude.
Even Steven Crowder, he's not going to do his little debate me or prove I'm wrong sketch anymore for a good while because of safety concerns. So it's scary.
They want you scared. That's
They
for
want you scared. They want chaos. They want us to beg for martial law. And again, I'm not minimalizing.
That's happening. That is
What
happening.
happened to Charlie Kirk? And just having the conversation is always a dangerous thing right now when emotions are really high. And
Yeah.
but it's just like this is what they're doing now. Is it possible this was a random event that just happened? 100%, 100%. But it just fits into everything.
It could be. Yeah, could have been just one of those kids that got triggered.
Well, no,
MK
it's an
Ultra
old
kid.
guy
Well,
who
that's
I
what
guarantee
they're
you
saying, but we'll
watches MSNBC, and I don't know if you guys, Dana and I, a real issue that we're having right now, and I love her, is that she can't stop watching MSNBC. And if you watch this show enough, if you watch it enough, you're going to be able to know what the truth is. And then you go watch MSNBC and they're blatantly lying. Like, how is anybody watching Rachel Maddow right now? What is it that she got right? Just tell me one thing she got right in the last 10 years.
Nobody cares, dude. I mean, they just don't care. When you're that brainwashed, you don't care.
Yeah,
you don't care about winning
it's
percentage.
like it's poison. It's like taking poison.
Yeah, this limits the alternate media, definitely. No colleges are going to want to have, whether it be Steven Crowder or anybody on their campuses anymore. It creates a lockdown sort of for alternate media. So now the mainstream might be propped up a little bit because of this. And that's really scary for alternate media.
Like, I don't even think Alex Stein's crazy enough to do it now.
So
That's a good question.
So what he
And
said,
like those guerrilla, what they call culture jammers, that got more dangerous than ever.
yeah, I mean, Alex Stein, we said always that he has balls, and he truly does.
Yeah, we got to get him a big booty Latina officially. I know a lot of them, a lot of Colombians, a lot of There's a lot of them out there. Trust me, they're hot.
Yeah, they need green cards.
But he's in a way he like imagined the colleges and like I mean the narrative doesn't like Charlie Kirk and Steven Crowder at these places because he's actually changing people's minds. How do we stop him from coming to the campuses? Can't really stop him unless you scare the fuck out of him.
That's a great point too.
Because if they were really changing minds. If you go to the campuses, there was kids standing in line. Like there was a crowd behind all these guys all the time. And as the college, as a professor, if you're like you don't like what he's preaching, you're like, how do we get rid of this fucker without stopping freedom of speech? Let's scare them.
Johnny, go to Twitter and see what everybody's saying.
I mean, the last thing, Fox has it a few minutes ago that he's in the hospital. So I don't know.
MK Ultra, Manchurian candidates. What are you thinking? Early thoughts?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's that. Here's the thing. That is the blueprint. So if it's not, this would actually be an exception.
Whatever happened to the second Trump shooter? Did we ever find out? Did we get time?
No. He's interesting because he's actually on trial, which is very weird. That the
the court case started right around 9/11 too.
And one of his witnesses he wants to bring for his character is a chick that he was banging, and he wants to show how he's a good guy because she wanted him to pull her hair and spank her ass, and he wouldn't do it. That's literally part of his defense.
That's crazy.
Have you come to a conclusion on the Trump? You think Trump manipulated it? It was real? It was fake?
No, I don't think it's real. I don't.
You think Trump and his posse had a hand in it?
I think it was theater. I think it was theater. I mean, just like we know these high impact events, we know in these high impact events that they have multiple layers to ensure it gets done. So if the first layer fails, the second layer's got the first and second layer fails, the third layer's there. I mean, 9/11, JFK, all that stuff. It gets done. It's not one guy.
That won him the election. So
and then
that
the
won him
flag
the
goes
election.
down, and then everyone's like, because they shot the crane. But then why does it go back up? It's just like it's crazy.
I love that.
Utah
I love
is,
that video footage.
Utah has lethal injection, by the way. So that could be an interesting trial. If Charlie Kirk dies, that would be
let's hope
watching
not.
this guy. No,
Let's
I
hope
pray not. But I mean, can you imagine like the politicization of that trial?
It's just
if he's dead, my God.
It's just sad. You know,
They still have firing squad too, and lethal injection.
That'd be
if
perfect.
they don't have the shit to inject you, they'll just shoot your ass.
That's what they should do.
What's the name of his company? Turning Point USA, right?
Yeah.
That's just.
What happened in 9/11 many years ago? All of a sudden, we had 9/11 and USA changed. You know, they had all the laws.
They had a turning
And
point.
now his company is called Turning Point USA.
yeah.
This could be a turning point for
I like
alternate
this guy.
media.
I like this guy.
Gun control. So it's really interesting.
It's all about gun control, dude. Yeah. This is what this is all about. Telling people they're not safe. Like they don't want you on mass transit now. Yeah. They want you so afraid to go on the bus.
They were hiding that for a while, though.
What?
The Ukrainian girl getting stabbed because they didn't want to obviously black on
what
white
I
crime.
find really interesting about that is how they keep slow rolling out new angles. Right? Even the Trump thing when he gets shot and then suddenly there's this new angle of a guy moving people around to get better shots. And you're like, why is that coming out right now? Why didn't it come out when it happened?
Can you explain what happened with this? I don't know much about the stabbing. Where was it?
On a bus.
On a bus. I forgot what city it was in. Charlotte, I think.
North Carolina?
North Carolina.
She couldn't be more beautiful, this woman.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, stop killing hot chicks, please. You know? And so she's just sitting there, and this guy is, you know, there's a dreaded black guy behind her, guy with dreads, and you just see him pull out the knife, and he just stands up, and he just goes, wham, right inside her, bang. And then she sits there shocked.
Oh, God. I mean, what do you even...
And she dies. And
fuck that guy.
And then there's all these fucking rich kids doing GoFundMe's for him. It's all meant to crank it up.
So no. So the thing was, this happened in April, and the only reason it's coming out is because TikTokers and Instagram and content creators are like, hey, look at this thing happening, but the media doesn't want to play it because it's a black guy killing a white Ukrainian chick. Do you think you think the media wants to push that right now?
Well, and then you have the, you know, I mean, some of this is coming from the right and Trump too, talking about, you know, putting boots on the ground in American cities. I mean, he tweeted after this. I'm just reading his tweet. It says, North Carolina and every state needs law and order, and only Republicans will deliver it.
Yeah.
What does that mean to him? You know,
Even though the guy was a Democrat
National Guard
15 years ago. I mean, dude, it's martial law. Yeah. That's what they want.
Which is scary.
It's totally scary.
Genuinely scary.
You know,
not just like
it's time.
They want us to get used to military in the streets. Yeah. That's what they're doing. That's why they started in LA with the National Guard. Then they started in Washington. They're trying to brainwash us into getting used to military in our streets. And then military personnel will also get used to being in the streets and going against public citizens. It's like that movie V for Vendetta, where the military was asked to basically stop the public, but they didn't want to. They stood down. We're brainwashing our National Guard and our military to fight against our public, whether it be immigrants, whether it be in Washington, you know, for a police state. It's all being brought upon us right now. It is happening. Everything that we're talking about is happening. It's happening slowly, but it's happening.
I totally agree, dude. Like, this is a crazy day.
It's right before 9/11. There's so many things that's going to happen in the next couple days.
And it was obviously towards him because it wasn't like it was a mass shooting.
Let's see if they spin this into some Zionist stuff.
It's
because they shot him because he's pro-Zionist, and then they get that again.
Because it wasn't a mass shooting. Because it was literally a gathering. You know how
it was just one shot.
It was one shot. So it was towards one guy. It's to prove a point that it was towards him. Because if you're a bad shooter, you just start unloading a whole clip on the whole crowd, and it was just towards him.
We going to get the Zapruder film? Yeah. That magic bullet that shot Charlie Kirk?
Let's watch this slowly start to roll out different angles and all that stuff.
Dude, hey, let's not forget, he was just on South Park.
Yeah, they made fun of him on South Park.
They made fun of him heavy on South Park on that.
Wait, now this says the gunman is not in custody. This is just 5 minutes ago. Scott Trotter, Senior Director of Public Relations at Utah Valley University in Orem, just confirmed to the BBC that Kirk was shot and that the attacker is not in custody. A single shot rang out in the quad near the food court.
They're going to do a shakedown in Utah now. So they're going to shut down the streets, look for the killer or the shooter.
Be really interesting if we get a video of the shooter and then the guy they arrest doesn't even look like him, which is a game plan they always do. So we don't know at this time this happened in real time.
I tell you what, dude, that was I would like to see how far away the shooter was, because that was a good shot.
It was a good sniper shot. I was about to say, if it was only one rang out, this guy must have been pretty accurate on like.
But we don't know anything about like, was it a pistol, was it a rifle, like was he far, was he close? I haven't seen anything about that yet.
And you got him in the neck. I mean,
the FBI is closely monitoring it though, so we can all feel comfortable.
Yay!
Thank you, FBI.
Yay.
Thank you, guys. It's just, I mean, it's super duper. I mean, why do you think Rogan has literally SEAL Team 6 with him 24/7?
Dude, if I was Rogan, I would do the exact same thing.
I mean, he's spending a pretty penny on
security.
On security.
Dude,
Did you hear the story of SEAL Team 6 that just went into
Pakistan,
I forgot what country
or somewhere it was? There was a
it's not in North Korea. Apparently, a story just came out that in Trump's first term, they sent a team into North Korea to put in spy equipment to listen to Kim Jong-un or Il or whatever his name is. And SEAL Team 6 went in there, and there was a boat of fishermen, and they decided to kill all the fishermen, and they didn't go through with their mission, and then they left. But that story just came out the other day. And it's like, SEAL Team 6, didn't all the people that supposedly killed Osama bin Laden, didn't they all die as well? Or a lot of them died after the fact?
Well, that's really, wow, dude. That's a real great connection. I told you this before. I'll say it again. I had a coffee and lunch with a buddy of mine who's a comic. And he was like, I used to be in the military. I stopped. My buddy kept going. And he said to me, his buddy that stayed in the military goes, listen, if you ever hear that I died in a helicopter simulation,
Like a training exercise?
a training exercise. If I died in a helicopter training exercise, just know the real story is I died on a black ops operation and I didn't come back. So he's talking about the story where they said they all died in an airplane, in a helicopter, right? Doing something. They all suddenly died in a helicopter. Now it's coming out that they were in North Korea doing something fucking shady.
Of course.
And the question is, did they actually get out of there? Because I heard stories that they were all killed over there. That's crazy, dude.
It's interesting. And Russia invaded Poland with drones yesterday. It's like everything is World War III adjacent. And this has been happening for years. And that's how I became a conspiracy theorist, was that Osama bin Laden event. And I know we're dealing with the Charlie Kirk situation, but Sam, I just wanted to ask how did you know or start to get into conspiracy theories? Or when did your third eye awaken? What type of an experience was it for you? Or did it just happen all at once?
The three biggest events I've said before, but I'll say it again for you. But Santa Claus, and then it was Hulk Hogan. No, the Iron Sheik and Hacksaw Jim Duggan being caught in a truck together when they were supposed to hate each other, and now they're drunk together. That was a big one. And then the final one was when, after the whole Bill Clinton impeachment trial, where the Republicans were all going after Bill Clinton, Trent Lott was getting his portrait put up in the Library of Congress, and there was a bunch of politicians there taking pictures, and it was Trent Lott, it was what's his name?
Hatch.
Orrin Hatch.
Those guys all sucked.
Newt
Gingrich.
and then Bill Clinton was there with the guys who were all trying to take him out, smiling.
Yeah.
And I go, oh man, it's a fucking game. We got game, dude. They totally gamed us. Look at him smiling with the guys who were trying to get him out of office. It was all theater. It was all pro wrestling. And that's what it got solidified. But my father always raised me. You know, my father wasn't perfect. You know, he made a lot of mistakes in his life. And I always said that he did that so I would see where I was going. And, you know, but the one thing my dad put in me, he installed a really good work ethic, like work nonstop. And then he told me to question everything. Like he goes, don't believe anything you hear and half what you see. And now you pretty much say, don't believe anything you hear and nothing what you see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was raised in Hollywood, so I was told what to believe. And if Johnny wants to bring this up, but there's a photo of Obama in the Situation Room when they're taking out Osama bin Laden. And it was a propaganda photo after the fact. But that's when I became, or my third eye started to awaken. And it was like a religious experience for me, an emotional experience, because I was watching CNN and all of a sudden a reporter came on and they said, hey, we're going to have a report from Obama in a little while. A major report's coming out. And then in the background of this reporter, she's on the White House lawn. Then I see college kids being handed an envelope and an American flag. And I'm like, that's a little weird. And then a little while later, the reporter comes back on screen and she's interviewing one of the college kids. And they're like, hey, what are you doing here? I don't know. We were given $50 and told to come to the White House lawn for a big event.
Johnny. I just saw the video. It's way worse.
Oh, it's really bad. Yeah.
Oh my God.
They took my breath looking at. I mean, oh.
Oh my God.
I wish I didn't
Sorry
see
to
it.
cut you off, dude.
Oh, don't worry.
There's no way he can be alive.
I mean, they're saying he's critical condition.
That's gushing blood.
Dude, that was the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Maybe they
Critical condition 33. CC. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. 33. Critical condition. He's gone.
Bro, this is
Gnarly.
I mean, dude, he just goes boom and then he goes,
and then it's just like
The blood that's gushing out of
Man,
it.
I feel so bad for Charlie Kirk. That's like so tragic, dude.
Have you ever met him?
No, I don't really go into that stuff. I don't go there, man. That's a hard thing to watch, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, it's
Look,
like
look
when
how
you
you're
have these
reacting. It's
moments-
gonna freak a lot of people out.
when
This
you
is
have
really
these
sad.
moments, dude. It's really hard because emotions are so high, and you're like, "What's the play here, dude?" And you know, that is crazy to see, dude.
Imagine being in a country where this shit happens all the time. Though, like in Mexico, remember how many shootings we were talking about there were? I mean,
Well,
you
what
just,
about that guy giving a speech and then boom,
yeah, yeah. Where was that?
and he
Like,
lived. The guy that when
that
they
was
hit the,
unbelievable. Yeah,
that's
that guy
the
lived.
craziest
That's why.
shit
That's why
ever.
I'm not saying shit about Charlie Kirk, because when that guy got shot, I was like, oh, he's dead. And who knows? But I mean, that guy's head exploded. And
I mean, that is the craziest thing I've ever seen, and that is beyond tragic.
I wonder how planned this event was. I wonder because they're pretty. I don't know.
No
if
way
it
to
was-
know right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We're gonna find out about this fucking guy, and we're gonna find out. I mean, if it was a guy, who knows? I mean, like, dude, this is so early into this. Emotions are running so high.
There could be so like Johnny said. There could be so many things behind him. He talks about a lot of shit. It could be.
There were so many cameras there at this event because a lot of them are
That's just
YouTubers
really
or they're
hard to
filming with
watch.
camera phones.
It's gonna
so
be
if this was an actual agenda, in real
Johnny-
life, sometimes when shootings happen, you never get no film footage. It's never online. It's censored. It's gone. But this event
Yeah.
had regular people filming,
Yeah.
so you know you're gonna get it.
That's the one that's been going around, Sam. But after that went out, then there was another report from the university that they had not arrested the shooter. So I don't know. I assume that's the person, though, that old guy.
Yeah, so this is somebody put out. I've been told Charlie Kirk is alive at the hospital. Please pray.
Oh, please, Jesus.
Yeah.
Because it would be so much better for this country if he doesn't die.
Yeah, he's gonna come. He's gonna He's gonna. If he lives, it's gonna be that Trump shit, where he comes in like, well,
Dude,
nothing's
I
stopping
think
him.
it was from far away,
It was.
dude.
It was a sniper shot. I'm
I
almost
think
sure.
it was a sniper
I
shot.
can't look at it anymore.
Holy shit.
In a real sniper shot, not like the
seen
Trump one
enough
where it
of it.
was like a couple
We're
feet.
talking some JFK shit right here, dude.
That's what I'm thinking.
One shot, though. Like, dude, I mean, that's a good shot.
Yeah.
That's somebody who's marked.
They brought back assassination attempts. They brought it back. It's been many, many years, and a lot of conspiracy theorists were predicting it, but they finally brought all that stuff back with the Trump.
It's making a comeback.
Nobody's right.
No, I know. It's just a funny way to think about it.
I mean, I've said this years ago, like
tour.
how crazy the 60s and 70s were with assassinations.
Oasis and assassinations back on the road, baby.
I mean,
Fuck.
it's tragic, dude.
Sad.
Oh, it's awful. I mean, I have video. I don't even know. I wish I didn't see it. It's so gross.
I mean, he's lucky it hit him right there. I mean, if it got him in anywhere else.
Well, I mean, that's your carotid artery.
Yeah,
isn't it?
but I mean, like here
left
you're
one.
you're completely done.
Yeah.
Here you're completely done.
Yeah, that's where they got John Lennon in the chest. It
right.
blew his heart
Like
up.
here you got a shot.
I don't, dude. If I don't
You
know.
got a
if they
shot
can,
getting shot.
Yeah, I
I mean, it's just so sad, dude.
But alive doesn't also mean he's gonna be like.
No,
He could be.
yeah.
Yeah. He could be paralyzed. He
breathe
could be
and talk.
barely breathing. He can maybe not talk. That's a shot where if he lives, I don't think he's gonna be sitting there, walking around
Don't
doing
forget,
more.
they said that JFK was alive for a while, and then the doctor finally had the good sense to walk around to the back of his head and see that it wasn't there. Yeah. Like they were like, oh yeah, he's breathing a little bit. He might be all right. And then the doctor was like, oh no, he doesn't have half of his head.
But I mean, just think about this. Like we live in a different world right now. The world that we lived in when we were at the Comedy Store last night is not the world we live in right now.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's a completely and utterly different world.
If you would just imagine if Charlie would have got shot the day before the comedy chaos show,
Oh,
would have
yeah.
been a different show.
It would have been.
Would have been a
I
different
bet
show.
you a bunch of people would cancel.
Canceled.
Okay, now they're reporting that the suspect's in custody.
Oh my! It's so tragic to see, dude. I mean, it is.
I don't want to see blood. I'm
about
trying not
It
to
is
watch it.
so
Don't watch it.
tragic. He just go. I mean, it is so tragic, dude.
He goes limp.
If
Yeah,
he
he's-
survives that, dude, with all the,
I mean, unbelievable. I mean,
because I
dude,
mean,
man. I mean,
Is it going to be another God event where he survives like Trump out of nowhere, like a
no,
miracle?
but this
no,
is.
yeah.
There's no mistaking. This is real.
Yeah.
That
There you go.
thing is like now.
I haven't watched it.
Now you look like, you know what this doesn't help? You kind of bring it up. The Trump assassination, where he's like, oh, here's a little splatter. This thing is a fucking, I mean, I'm trying to be respectful, dude, you know, but it's like, it's a gusher, dude.
When I was questioning the Trump theory on my YouTube channel for the non-conspiracy people, they kept saying, why would you call it fake? Well, you know, people died, you know, people in the crowd died.
Yeah.
And that's always an excuse for sometimes these people. Let's be honest, FBI, CIA, MK Ultra, they actually kill real people in some of these events.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm from Hollywood, and there was the shootings at the nightclub, the gay nightclub many years ago. And people would say, it's real. I knew a guy that knew a cousin that went. And I'm like, dude, it's Hollywood. I'm on movie sets all the time. You can fake shootings and make it seem real to the average person.
Do you guys remember the shooting in the valley over here, where it was like some country western thing?
North Hollywood shootout?
Yeah, no, not the shootout. That was the bank robbery. There was a
What are you
shooting
talking-
in a bank here. I mean, in a nightclub out here.
No.
And
A couple years ago.
yeah, and then they showed the video from inside, and you heard gunshots, but there was nobody in the bar. Like, it was literally
It's a
empty.
bar or a bank?
It was a bar.
It was a bar, yeah.
Bar nightclub. And they showed, you know, and there's nobody in it. And you go, this is the nonlinear warfare of the situation.
The part that I don't understand about that, and because
but
we know they don't care about life. Why would they fake it? Why wouldn't they just kill everybody? You know what I mean?
because when there is an event, there is an investigation.
Correct.
And they don't really want those unless they absolutely have to do it.
But
That's
there was
my
still
point.
an investigation, right?
Right, but it also fits into. Is there? I haven't heard anything. Who they grab, what they do, maybe I don't know, but you know going back to what XG was just talking about. You know, it's like, did you see how big that crowd was there?
Yeah.
Huge crowd.
It was fucking huge. Oh my god!
And that's what I was. And just to, I mean, obviously, it was a point to prove. Why not just keep shooting? If you're a crazy person, you obviously you're going to go to jail after shooting, after killing Kirk. Why not go after all his other homies that are on stage with him?
They have a code, though. I mean, we've seen that repeated among assassins. They have a guy they want, and that's it, really. You know, it's not. You know,
Let me ask you a quick question, XG. So if you were at a nightclub and whatever agenda the government or the people that run the actual world had, if you saw somebody walk into a nightclub with a gun and start firing rounds, and then a couple people that were dancing or whatever at the bar next to you all of a sudden went, and then you'd see like a blood splatter, then you would, you know, after the event, you would duck down, then you'd run out. Would you tell the media it was real?
I'd have to say it's real, at least what I saw, but I know where you're coming from. It could be a blood packs.
Correct. Yeah, again, that's what I'm trying to say. In a lot of these events, you always have to ask questions, and Hollywood and conspiracy go hand in hand. Like that movie that was directed by Ben Affleck, where they went into another country, you know, and they went in as actors to try to take away the terrorism. Hollywood and conspiracies and the government, they all work together to create agendas and plans. And it's just something people got to think about.
You can't
moving
make
forward.
this up. Hold
Oh,
on.
yeah. I'm not
Hold on.
talking about Charlie
Hold
Kirk.
on, hold on.
That is a different situation,
Listen to
clearly.
this.
Emphasize what you just emphasized. We don't know any of the full details of this. That we don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea.
what?
That's
What is that? Who said
MSNBC
that?
just said that.
Are you joking? dude?
MSNBC. And dude, there's no way this isn't.
Idiots.
There's no
What
way
idiots.
this isn't.
I mean, who was that?
Celebration.
Who was that? Do you know who that was?
MSNBC.
No, who that person,
reporter.
that moron was?
No,
What
it's
a
banker.
fucking idiot.
and then dude, MSNBC. I mean, are these real celebrations? Like,
Yeah, you don't
Are
know if the
people-
gun was the gun in Charlie's pocket.
but like
Maybe
they're
that popped
finding
up.
all these. This is where we're in to just complete another propaganda. So they're finding all these videos of like liberal women dancing, and they're saying Charlie Kirk got shot, and they're writing on it, and they're acting like they're celebrating. I don't know any. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I just think
I've seen a few tweets of people like saying like pretending, trying not to laugh, kind of thing, like that Shannon Sharp thing where he's kind of cry laughing, and like there's some of that. There's some but who knows? They're bots. Like I mean,
yeah.
The same thing happened with Trump, where they started promoting people were, like Jack Black's partner that I worked with a movie with him in Evolution, not Jack Black, but his partner, Kyle Gash.
He's actually
where he
a good
said on
guy.
stage,
I think he's stupid. I think
we're gonna have a lot more censorship now as well with people that are supposedly celebrating Charlie Kirk getting shot. And it's another way to bring in censorship as well, whether it be to the left or the right. It's all very, very interesting. What game is that play, Sam? What game is that play?
I can't believe that guy said that. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like,
I mean,
you don't know if it was. Maybe it was in Charlie's pocket and it just popped off. We don't know that.
but it adds to the cultural war, right? Like that's it. Like they want to ramp it up. They want
want fighting.
martial law. That's what they want.
Left and right fighting.
And they're cranking it up with this girl getting stabbed, Charlie Kirk getting shot. I'm telling you, man, get off Twitter.
Yeah. It's so negative and dark.
It's a trauma-inducing deliverance system.
X marks the spot. Why it's called X.
Wow.
She should be your ex. Get off of X.
Yeah.
X should be your ex.
Yeah. Well,
it's such the negative.
Okay,
place.
now someone who was there did say that I saw officers walking with this very elderly gentleman with white hair. That was a local. This is on MSNBC or NBC News rather. They had him arrested. They had him on his knees, and he was screaming about his rights and all that stuff. They cuffed him and put him away. There were no metal detectors at the event, though there was security by Kirk.
Is he the Patchy? We don't have all the information yet, but that sounds like
these
a possible
are real
Patchy.
questions to ask. These are real questions to ask. And right now, there's some people going to get angry at it. But I guarantee you the information we have now versus 24 hours from now, from 48 hours to 72 hours, it's going to change. And right now, it's like super dark and it's super sad.
Just hope he's not dead.
And it's just, it's very interesting to me how, like, you can be like, fuck Charlie Kirk. He's a fucking Zionist. And then he gets shot and everyone's like, pray for Charlie Kirk. It's like, it's so interesting how like we have this like kind of like presentation of like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's
we're talking about ideas. We don't shoot people for having bad ideas. That's why you can say pray for that person. We can.
But even when you go back to Ari Shafir's joke on that podcast where he's like, how do you think you fix the voting system? He's like, kill them all. And he's like, you're joking, right? He goes, no, kill all of them. They're never going to.
Who's he talking about? I don't understand.
So the guy was asking Ari, how do you fix the political system?
But who is he saying to kill? The politicians?
Yes.
Oh, okay. No, that's not the answer. You can't. I mean,
if Charlie Kirk is a Zionist, one interesting fact is I think Israel is about to completely take over Gaza and the ground. And if he's a Zionist, this would provoke sympathy for the Jewish
that's
people.
What I was saying. And
at the same time, Israel is going into Gaza to completely demolish it.
Be a nice
officially.
distraction too.
Yep. Ooh, that's right.
I agree, buddy.
Bring people to justice that deserve to be brought to justice, but this is not. We have a justice system. We're not.
All right. If that is the plan, imagine how evil you have to be to kill a guy who's been behind you the whole time.
We know Mossad would.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, in a heartbeat.
I'm just saying, imagine because Kurt's been writing for them heavy. And be like, you know what? We're gonna use you as a distraction. That's heavy.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready for the craziest thing?
Go on.
Charlie Kirk said that if he became anti-Israel, they would kill him.
Did he really?
Look it up.
But he hasn't been anti-Israel.
Well, you don't know what he's saying behind the closed doors. You don't know what he's saying to other people.
You don't know.
They might have offered him something and he turned it down, or something of the matter.
Let me see if it's going to be hard to. Let me ask ChatGPT.
It keeps getting harder and harder to defend it. During what? October, November, December. It was easy to defend. Now we're what? Year in, 2 years?
What a crazy world we live in right now. What a crazy world.
Well, good thing you're one of the awake ones, all of you.
Yeah. Michael, I love you, buddy. It's I love you. I'm gonna find your email. I'm gonna send you my number. You can text me, call me anytime. I enjoyed our conversation. I'm sorry it got hijacked by a very dark, sad event.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome. Come back anytime. We love talking to you. One more time, can you tell them where they can find you?
Yeah, if you want to search me, just search Michael Bauer or Michael Ray Bauer on Google. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the AI controlled media propaganda devices. But I appreciate your love and support, everybody. And I had a great time. And what an opportunity to meet one of my favorite podcasters in all of you. And then on top of that, have an event actually happen during the stream.
No,
So
I'm with you. Hey, dude, I get it, man.
It's sad as
It's gonna
fuck,
get
but-
numbers. It's gonna get numbers.
Because that
Crazy.
That reminds me of when we were you there for when Jeffrey Epstein killed himself and we were doing a
Yeah.
live show. I think it was in Indianapolis or it was St. Louis.
Yeah.
That must have been crazy.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy, dude.
Are you going to get an emergency episode later tonight or something like that
This
with more
might have been
information?
it, buddy. This might have been it, you know? So it's crazy to me. It's like super tragic, dude. It's like, I think what made America great was that in this chaotic world, which our intelligence agencies and military were causing, that there was stability here. Like people could bring their money here, bring their family here, and they could live their life and prosper. And that seems to be disappearing, dude. And we've just got people who have been fucking wound up, you know, to go crazy. And even I was talking about legalized vigilantism, but this isn't what I'm talking about. Like,
And that's, it's funny. Somebody commented on you saying that actually that's a part of a psyop because they want people. Someone said in Maine, they've actually been doing that, and you've had citizens violating other citizens' rights on behalf of the government, like going in and arresting people illegally, extrajudicially, and so I mean,
it's chaos.
It's a double-sided. blade.
You know what ruins everything? Stupid people.
Yes.
The dumb ruin everything. We can't have nice things because we have a proliferation of stupid. And then if you look who's having children, like it's just the dumb.
Oh, it's the worst. Who were we just
Dude.
talking about that had kids? Oh, it was that woman in that BS video we watched who her kids are like 7 and 10 had a pistol that they found in the car, just loaded, one in the chamber. And she, those are the people breeding. So.
All right.
On another subject, how's your fantasy football team doing?
Not bad
I have
so
a good
far.
one. I like it. Sucks in fantasy football when you have the highest second score and the only higher one is the guy you played.
You played, yeah, that's the worst. That averages out. You'll be all right.
All right,
Well,
guys.
Raiders are 1-0, so we got that going, Sam.
Oh, you're
Our
a
Raiders.
fan.
You should have said that earlier.
You should have said that out the gate, bro. We're gonna be in Vegas for the.
Cleveland Browns game.
Yeah, you should come and hang out, buddy.
If you give me a car and a hotel and a couple of hookers, I'm there, baby.
Well, we would love to have you there. So that's it. Let's break it down. All right, guys. Man, crazy day. I know we talked a lot about it. A lot of emotions are running high. We're supposed to record a second show today. We're not going to do that. I just don't feel like it.
Yeah. Sad.
I'm really sad.
Yeah, me
There's something about a guy, and even though even just saying this makes me feel bad, but even though I don't agree with Charlie Kirk on so many positions he has, I just feel like it's just so sad because someone you can not agree with somebody, right? That's fine, and how is he affecting your life?
That's the whole thing. Yeah, not at all. It's ideas. That's the whole idea.
And like it just gets into this thing I've always talked about, which always makes me go, I don't believe the story we're being told.
About this, you mean, or just
About the initial presentation of the story, right? going
this story.
like the initial story is this old man, this libtard.
Yeah. Which
Took the shot, and
Some
then-
people are saying he's not even the shooter.
Yeah, and then, like I would tell you, he's probably not the shooter, even if he gets arrested for being the shooter, right? So, and who knows? Like, you might be listening to this 6 months from when they came out, and you might have a completely bunch of old data that we don't have at the moment. That we're just kind of going through this process of understanding what happened. You know, it's just to me, like, even though I just disagree with Charlie Kirk on so many talking points, and just saying that makes me feel a little icky because I think it might be the wrong time. But I don't think that Charlie Kirk needs violence against him. You're allowed to have opinions even if you think they're wrong. And what this gets into, the point I was trying to make, is that why is it always these type of targets that really have nothing to do with the problems we have in this world, right? I mean, like, you had the guy go after the BlackRock person, and that's kind of like, well, BlackRock's doing a lot bad in the world. So you can kind of go, okay.
Oh, you're talking about Luigi.
No, but Luigi goes after the thing. I think there was a reaction that was much different than this reaction, right? Like, people are having a visceral reaction to this.
Yeah.
But when the CEO of an insurance company uses AI to turn down 90% of the claims after people have been paying them for months, if not years, that's a different reaction. Why are they shooting up schools? Why aren't they showing up to these places where, let's say, for the fantasy of it, the KKK, why aren't they going to KKK rallies? Why don't they ever hit a KKK rally? Why don't they ever hit a Nazi march?
Okay, so, all right. So the Real America Voice, that's the place where his
Radio show
goes.
is.
Yeah, it's saying
And if you don't live in the South, you don't know how big that show is.
they're saying he's dead. So he's dead at 31.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what they
John
just
Solomon's reporting on Just the News that he's passed. Yes, is this what I'm hearing? Yes, can I
Oh
get it?
my God!
Yes.
Fuck.
Wow. Right here, Rav, at this moment, guys. Let's go around the horn, Gene. You were continue on the horrendous news that Charlie Kirk has passed.
Well, my prayers are for Erica, for her
my
children,
God,
for his
dude.
family. This is beyond devastating, Eric. I've known Charlie, as I said, since he was a child, running around, coming to conservative events.
John Solomon's reporting on Just.
Yeah, so they're gonna have it before anybody.
Holy shit.
There's no way. I mean, like,
We saw
you
this
can't.
shit,
You
yeah.
can't. Once the carotid explodes, like it's over because all the blood in your brain is it's gone. There's no connection from your heart to your brain. I don't. I mean, all right. What are we gonna do promo now? I'm not even joking. I mean,
No, fuck. I mean, and can you say what was the last words he spoke right before he got shot?
well,
Johnny?
yeah. I mean, it was talking about mass shootings, and then he got shot.
Oh my God!
Someone asked him, "Do you know how many mass shooters that have been in America over the last 10 years?" And then his reply was, "Counting or not counting gang violence." And then the shot rang out, according to BBC. So, yeah. So anyway, fucked up day.
31, 2 kids.
Day before 9/11 too. So kind of
Ooh.
What do you think, dude?
Yeah, man, we're not going to do any of this promotion right
Yeah, it's
now.
kind of hard to do that, right?
All right. I guess enjoy these highlights.